Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for standing by. Welcome to Cellcom's fourth quarter and full year 2019 results conference call. All participants are present in a listen-only mode. Following management's formal presentation, instructions will be given for the question and answer session. As a reminder, this conference is being recorded. You should have all received by now the company's press release. If you have not received it, please contact Cellcom's investor relations team at GK Investor and Public Relations at 1-646-688-3559 or view it in the news section of the company's website, www.cellcom.co.il. I would now like to hand over the call to Mr. Ehud Helft of GK Investor Relations. Mr. Helft, would you like to begin?
Yeah, thank you. I would like to welcome all of you to Cellcom Israel's fourth quarter and full year 2019 results conference call, and I would like to thank management for hosting this call. With us here on the line are Mr. Avi Gabbay, the CEO, and Mr. Shlomi Fruling, the CFO. Mr. Gabbay will open by providing a summary of 2019 results and will then open the call for the questions that you may have. Before I turn the call over to Mr. Gabbay, I would like to remind our listeners that in this call, management's prepared remarks may contain forward-looking statements which are subject to risk and uncertainties, and management may make additional forward-looking statements in response to your questions. Therefore, the company claims protection of the safe harbor for forward-looking statements that is contained in the Private Securities Litigation Reform Act of 1995 and in the Israeli Securities Law of 1968. I note that actual results may differ from those discussed today, and therefore we refer you to a more detailed discussion of the risk and uncertainties in the company's filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission, including under risk factors in the company's annual report for the year ended December 31st, 2019, filed under Form 28, which was filed on March 23, 2020 with the SEC. In addition, any projections as to the company's future performance represent management estimates as of today. Cellcom Israel assumes no obligation to update these projections in the future as market conditions change. I would now like to hand over the call to Mr. Avi Gabbay. Avi, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Ehud. Good day to all of you and welcome. This is my first conference call as the new CEO of Cellcom Israel, and I'm very pleased to be here at Cellcom Israel. In my first few months, I have found a company with much inherent potential and a highly experienced and professional workforce. My goal is to further cement Cellcom Israel as Israel's leading communications group by broadening and increasing the high quality of service and products we offer our customers. As you all know well, the situation in the cellular market in Israel has been tough for many years now, with high level of competition. However, in the fixed line market, we were able to show growth during 2019. Despite the competition, 2019 was a year in which we demonstrated some financial stability with revenues and similar levels of those of last year at 3.7 billion, with stability in our free cash flow and EBITDA. When we eliminate the one-time items and the impact from the IFRS 16 reporting requirements. I would like to say a few words about the IBC deal. As you know, one of the key events of 2019 was the completion of the IBC investment deal and the sale of our fiber network in residential areas to IBC. This positions us well for future growth in the fiber optic market. The long-term potential for Cellcom Israel in terms of being an indirect 35% owner of one of the most advanced fixed-line communications networks in Israel, as well as our potential savings from this over the coming years is significant. Today, IBC's infrastructure has already crossed the 300,000 households in connected building mark. As IBC network continues to expand across Israel, we will be able to provide more customers with super fast internet up to 1 gigabyte per second. Our goal is for IBC to potentially reach over 1 million households across the country within 5 years. That's for IBC, and now for the restructuring plan. In the fourth quarter, we launched a comprehensive restructuring plan, reducing expenses and CapEx, lowering our debt levels, and increasing our equity to further adjust Cellcom Israel to the current market environment. We approach our suppliers and cut costs across the board. We also entered a new collective employment agreement with the employees' representatives in early February 2020. This agreement included a voluntary retirement program for 450 employees, as well as options and RSU grants under certain profitability conditions. We've also been reducing our landline wholesale access fees by shifting our customers to the optical fiber network of our subsidiary IBC. The steps we have taken are in line with our annual expense target reduction of about 150 million shekels by the end of 2020. We have also taken additional steps to reduce capital expenditure. Our goal is a reduction to a level of between 450 and 500 million shekels per year by year-end 2020. This includes lowering various IT and engineering investments, as well as moving Cellcom Israel's previous residential fiber optic investment to IBC. This is obviously not including any additional frequencies-related CapEx that we may execute. Finally, during the quarter, we also raised over 300 million shekels in equity for working capital purposes from Israeli and non-Israeli investors. We also repurchased in the open market some of our bonds at the amount of approximately 10 million shekels. As at year-end, our cash was 1.4 billion shekels, and we reduced our net debt to 1.9 billion shekels. Due to all these activities, our EBITDA to net debt ratio, excluding the impact from the IFRS 16, is now less than 3 times. A few words about the Galant deal. A few weeks ago, we entered into a binding MOU for the purchase of Galant Telecom for about 590 million shekels, subject to certain adjustments. This will be paid in cash in 2 installments, 413 million shekels and certain additional payments upon completion of the transaction, and later 177 million shekels and certain additional payments within 3 years from the completion of the deal. The transaction is subject to certain conditions, including regulatory approval. We hope to complete a deal during 2020. We believe the acquisition of Galant is a significant win-win for both Galant and Cellcom Israel, and we see significant shared synergies and savings, which means the combined entity will be greater than the sum of its parts. Cannot neglect the corona, so I would like to make a comment with regard to the corona pandemic. To date, the impact on Cellcom Israel was mostly the reduction of roaming revenues, which already started in the first quarter of the year. However, in the last 2 weeks, the Israeli government published their regulatory requirements, including the prohibition on public gatherings and closure of malls and other leisure complexes, and substantial reduction of manpower presence in workplaces. Following such instructions, the company has closed its points of sales and walk-in centers and substantially reduced its personnel who are not essential for the continued proper operation of its network and provision of the company's services. During this period, the company intends to focus its efforts in providing quality and dependable service to its existing customers. In addition, due to the sharp decline in the stock market, the company's investment portfolio is expected to record a loss in the first quarter. We have taken steps to reduce our expenses and investments to mitigate the impact of our results. We also reduced our workforce by sending a large quantity of employees on unpaid leave and have allowed home working where possible to meet government requirements. However, if the current situation will continue for a long duration, it will likely have a material adverse effect on the company's operation and financial results. Well, we do wish all those who are sick with the virus a quick recovery, and we hope that we will we will all be able to return to normal life quickly, and we, as management of Cellcom Israel, can go back to focusing on our longer-term strategy of growth and profitability. Just to summarize with that, I would like to hand over to Shlomi. Shlomi, please.
Thank you, Avi, and good day to all of you. I will provide you a summary of our results. The details can be found on the press release we issued earlier today. Revenue for 2019 totaled 3.7 billion shekels, up marginally from the 3.7 billion shekels reported last year. Out of those, the service revenue were 2.8 billion shekels, at the same level of those of last year. I would like to highlight that the fixed line segment service revenues grew 4% over those of 2018 to 1.3 billion shekels. This increase resulted mainly from the increase in the revenues from internet and TV services and revenue from fiber optic infrastructure deployment service to IBC. This increase was partly offset by a decrease in the minutes of sale among international calls. Adjusted EBITDA for 2019 was 925 million shekels, or 25% of revenue, a 35% increase compared with 687 million shekels, or 19% of revenues in 2018. The increase in the adjusted EBITDA resulted from a decrease in rent expense in total amount of 247 million shekels due to the recognition of right-of-use assets as a result of the initial implementation of the IFRS 16 starting from 1st of January 2019. This was partly offset by expenditures of the voluntary employment retirement plan, which took place in the fourth quarter of 2019. Adjusted EBITDA from the fixed line segment was 308 million shekels compared with 269 million shekels last year. An adjustment EBITDA from cellular segment was 617 million shekels compared with 418 million shekels last year. Net loss for 2019 totaled 118 million shekels compared with a net loss of 64 million shekels in 2019. The free cash flow for 2018 was 391 million shekels versus 181 million shekels in 2019. The free cash flow includes the proceeds from the sales of fiber infrastructure amounting to 191 million shekels. Our cash capital expenditures from 2018 totaled 557 million shekels versus 583 million shekels in 2019. As of the end of 2019, our net debt stood approximately at 1.9 billion shekels. We have totaled of approximately 1.4 billion in cash in our balance sheet, while overall debt repayment of interest and capital that are due until the end of 2020 amount to 600 million shekels. At the end of 2019, the company had approximately 2.744 million cellular subscribers, a decrease of approximately 107,000 subscribers net, compared to the cellular subscriber base at the end of 2018. The decrease resulted mainly because of the company deleted 153,000 subscribers from its subscriber base account in the end of the first quarter of 2019 due to the change in the counting method of the company's cellular subscriber base. This subscriber generates negligible revenue to the company. During the fourth quarter of 2019, the company cellular subscriber base decreased by approximately 23,000 subscribers net. The churn rate of the cellular subscribers in the fourth quarter of 2019 was 11.3% or 45.8% for 2019 as a whole. The monthly cellular ARPU for the fourth quarter of 2019 was 49.2, this similar to the 49 in the fourth quarter of last year. With that, I would like to open the call for questions. Operator, please.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we will begin the question and answer session. If you have a question, please press star 1. If you wish to cancel your request, please press star 2. If you are using speaker equipment, kindly lift the handset before pressing the numbers. Your questions will be pulled in the order they are received. Please stand by while we pull for your questions. The first question is from Tavi Rosner of Barclays. Please go ahead.
Hi, this is Chris Reimer on for Tavi. Thank you for taking my questions. I wanted to ask about the fiber deployment and the headway, if you've made any with IBC. You mentioned in your opening remarks that you had reached over 300,000 homes passed. I think the last reported was 300,000. Is there a new number you can provide us now?
No, this is the number for the end of the year. IBC is rolling out further fiber optic network. Hopefully, they will do it in high numbers during this year. And when we will be able to report new numbers, we will do it.
Okay. Also, assuming the acquisition of Galant is approved, can you give any color around integration plans?
As we declared in the past, we see Galant as a good opportunity. Galant is a very good company. We will continue to operate Galant as a separated company, and there's a lot of synergies in the operation side, like roaming and engineering, etc. But it will stay a company that will continue to give the same service, the same good service they're giving today to the customers.
Okay. Thank you. That's it for me.
If there are any additional questions, please press star 1. If you wish to cancel your request, please press star 2. Please stand by while we pull for more questions. There are no further questions at this time. Mr. Gabbay, would you like to make your concluding statement?
Sure.
Mr. Gabbay, would you like to make your concluding statement?
Yeah, of course. I would like to thank you, all of you, for joining the conference call and your continued interest in our company. I look forward to hosting you again at the next call. Thank you very much, and have a good day and healthy.
Thank you. This concludes the Cellcom Israel Ltd. fourth quarter 2019 results conference call. Thank you for your participation. You may go ahead and disconnect.